Welcome back to another episode of your Did You Hustle News. As always, I'm Wade Teamer. We have a lot to unpack today, starting with, is Nintendo getting into Web3? Also, this year's Super Bowl has cryptocurrency written all over it. Tezos signs a new deal with Manchester United, and Hedera Hashgraph has added a new council member. And we also have an update on the Ripple case. Parties in the matter state that we are creeping even closer to a conclusion. We will cover all these developments in today's episode, but first, let's get into the charts. Looking at the charts this morning brought a smile to my face, guys. Starting with the daily. Picture perfect springboard moonsault off the moving average has us moving in the right direction. Now, although the price is in the lower channels, it's our RSI that's the strength indicator. It's sitting in the top channels. That means that we have the strength for a price breakthrough. Now, if you look at the 3-hour chart as well as the 4-hour chart, we can literally see the same pattern forming for the RSI, guys. Simply put, we have another bounce on the way. Now, more confirmation of this can be seen on the dollar. We have fallen into the lower channels on the daily chart, guys, both price-wise and the RSI. But the dominating chart that is giving me my most positive outlook is the monthly. You can see that we reached that level, that 97, guys, and we are coming back the other way, and we're coming back the other way strong. So if the monthly chart for the dollars indicating that it is now in a bearish trend, meaning that the price is going to be coming down for a while, this obviously has to have the inverse effect on the crypto markets, guys, and we could be looking at some pretty decent momentum over the next few weeks. Our first story. The recent ruling has ordered that 3 documents be unsealed, and the contents of such really caught my attention because it allowed us to go back in time a little bit. The 3 documents we're dealing with here are a notice to Brad Garlinghouse from 2020 on the SEC's initial investigation, a Chris Larson email string, and an email from Brad Garlinghouse, both dating back to 2017. Now, this information is publicly available, guys, so let me show you what we're talking about here. Exhibit 1, the deposition, February 18th, 2020. Now, Exhibit F takes us to 2017. This is the email string of Chris Larson, which is a conversation between Larson and an individual by the name of Carlos. Carlos seems to be just like one of us, an investor who was genuinely concerned about his investment. It also reveals details of a major sell-off early in XRP's history by a former employee by the name of Vinny. Now, Exhibit G, and this is the one that I found to be the most interesting, was the email in 2017 from Brad Garlinghouse to his employees, detailing how 55 billion XRP are cryptographically locked by the end of 2017 in response to the concerns that the ability to dump the price was, way too achievable. Now, courtesy of cryptolaw.us, we also have the motion available, and cryptolaw.us, guys, is where I have been following this case recently. You can find them on Twitter. Now, don't worry, I am still working on my much larger project involving XRP. This just really allows me to tie everything together much better into a much larger narrative.
Net is trying to take on Swift. What's been the traction like? Who's come on board?
Well, it's interesting as you step back and look at this. If you and I decided we were going to send $10,000 to California today, the fastest way for us to do it would be to drive to the airport and fly it there. That's a crazy thing to think about when you're in the age of the internet and we're used to information on demand. When we think about the customers that have come on board, it's because we're solving that real problem. We're changing the nature of a payment taking days to settle to California to seconds. So we now have well over 100 customers ranging from some of the biggest banks in the world to payment providers to the Western Unions and MoneyGrams, Linlin Pay out of China.
How many banks?
It's over 100. I actually don't know the exact number now. Last time we announced it publicly, we said over 100. We'll probably announce the next one when we get to over 200. We're signing up more than a bank a week now.
Next up, we're talking America's CBDC. MIT and the Boston Federal Reserve have concluded the first phase of CBDC trials, referred to as Project Hamilton. So far, they have reached the conclusion that a retail CBDC is in fact better than the current system. But that's as much as they would say. Overall, guys, we already know what the game plan is. They are going to retest systems that they know and we know work better than the old one. But I want us to keep an eye on each development. Next up in sports, Super Bowl 56 is next weekend. And like I mentioned before, it's got crypto written all over it. First, we have Crypto.com with an ad placement. Then FTX will also have an ad placement. Yesterday, we discovered that Sports Illustrated has joined forces with Polygon and Tezos for NFTs set to be released in honor of Super Bowl 56. Now, the NFL itself is going into NFT mode by releasing NFT commemorative tickets for the big game. There are no details as of yet on any specific blockchain that they're using, but we know there are only so many options. Chili's comes to mind right away, as they are already doing this for another realm of football. Another thing to consider is the fact that the NFL could very well build its own. It's not like they don't have the capital. And it would also follow the trend of other legacy entities that we have already seen this year. Speaking of football, Tezos has signed an advertising deal with Manchester United worth $27 million. This new deal will see the Tezos logo branded on the team's uniform, and it's also going to see Manchester United dive a little bit into the Metaverse and other Web3 activities using the Tezos blockchain. Sources say that Manchester United is also filming some promotional material for the announcement of this new arrangement. I personally can't wait to see that placement myself. Now, we already know that Tezos has a track record of attracting the biggest sports names, and it looks like in 2022, they are definitely continuing that momentum. Rolling along, one of Tezos' corporate banking partners is expanding its reach into the Hedera ecosystem. Ubisoft, ladies and gentlemen, is the newest member of Hedera's governing council. As a council member, they're of course going to run a node, which will further expand the network, but they're also going to spearhead a program for Hedera's Entrepreneurs Lab. I also love the point that Andrew Hayward of Decrypt made when he said that it's worth noting that the publisher became a Tezos validator in April of 2021. 8 months later, Ubisoft reveals plans to release in-game items for Tom Clancy Ghost Recon. With that being said, we know by the end of the year, something massive is coming to Hedera just by matter of reputation. Also, don't forget, Hedera's IP is now public, so that means pretty much nothing is out of the question at this point. Lastly, in Nintendo's recent earnings call, it was revealed that they are in fact interested in the idea of working in the metaverse and with NFTs. According to senior analyst at MST Financial, David Gibson, Nintendo stated that we have interest in this area, but we wonder what joy we can provide in this area, and right now that is too difficult to define at this point. Now, here is where I think game theory is going to apply, in the sense that with Microsoft recently purchasing Activision, competition is definitely about to heat up. We've seen this battle rage on for nearly 2 decades now, guys. First, Microsoft does something, then Sony does something, and then Nintendo comes around the corner. The cycle repeats. Blockchain, I don't think is going to be any different. Found value in this video? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this information with friends and family. If you're new to crypto, I have links to the most notable exchanges in the description. Using the links below supports the channel and comes with special bonuses for members of our network. For more information on the new economy, check out the playlist related to this episode on the right and our most recent episode on the left. As always, have a great day, have a prosperous day. Most importantly, we making this money. I'll see y'all in the next one.